When I'm not taking a moment to appreciate being the only live performer whose show wasn't canceled due to a hurricane last night, I like to answer questions and comments that I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. Oh, how I hate your namings. Well, by namings, I assume you mean the titles of some of these videos. This is something that I talked about on one of the live streams last week, kind of like a YouTube behind-the-scenes creator video about how YouTube is changing and how the algorithm is kind of forcing people to title things creatively. There has definitely been some changes in the last year, and I'm not complaining about it. I don't want this to come off as like some salty dude just complaining about how YouTube works. But people seem genuinely interested in the live stream about how it works, okay? So I've been at this like 5 years professionally, I guess. And I would say I have like a mid-sized professional channel. You know, I get like, it's around 400,000 subscribers, pushing about 1 million views a month, and that has always been pretty consistent and steady, okay? The one thing data-wise, which we're going to get into some of the numbers in a second, that surprises people is usually 70 to 80% of my views are from people who are not subscribed, okay? And that seems to be changing a lot. It used to be if you uploaded a video that had 2 metrics in its favor, it would do really well, okay? And those metrics are click-through percentage and average view duration. So basically, anytime you're shown a thumbnail of a video, whether it's through search, your homepage, your subscription feed, anything like that, that counts as an impression, okay? And if you get 100 impressions, however many times out of 100 people click on your video, which is really only due to its title and thumbnail, that counts as your click-through rate or percentage, right? So if 10 people click on it, that's 10% click-through rate, which is phenomenal, okay? So back in the day, if you got somewhere between 9 to 11% click-through rate and average view duration 3-4 minutes, that would be something that had potential to kind of pop off and get on YouTube recommended, which would get you, you know, anywhere from like 100,000 to, you know, some of my videos have like over 2 million views, right? And those can really float like an entire channel. Now, if your click-through rate is abysmal, something like 3% or below, then those videos die pretty much right away. Die on the vine, as they say. But it does seem, something that I've noticed and a lot of other like creator friends of mine and stuff have noticed, is the algorithm is changing kind of rapidly, right? So nowadays, you could do something like a 7 or 8% click through, which like a huge duration, like a 5 or 6 minute duration or something like that, and then that video can still die like right away. So this has forced like a lot of creators to like creatively title their videos, which, you know, there's a whole kind of like ethical thing that I think of where it's like, I don't want to clickbait my videos, but also like I don't want my videos just to not ever be seen by anybody that subscribes to me or doesn't. Because the trick is, a lot of the times, your video is going to be shown mostly to people who've never even heard of you before. And I think that's kind of like the real issue here. It's like, all right, when I'm trying to figure out how to title a video, how do I title it in a way where someone who's never seen me before might click on it? Because I am actually kind of at the mercy of these unsubscribed people clicking on it to allow YouTube to let my actual subscribers know that I've uploaded a video, right? Because if the video doesn't perform well in the first hour with both subscribed people and unsubscribed people, and like I said, 70% upwards of that, of the watchers on a general channel are going to be unsubscribed people that have never seen you before. If it doesn't perform well with them, it won't show you your subscribers' actual stuff. So that's why you got to like title this stuff. Like I wish I could name my videos what they were, right? Like mid to advanced arpeggio techniques throughout the fretboard. That could be like a video idea I have, but I could never title it that way because it would just instantly die and nobody would be interested. Even the people who would be interested in a video that is titled that would never be shown the thumbnail for that, right? So at that point, it's just kind of like a waste of time. That's why like I've got to title it something like the one guitar technique you'll never really truly understand, the one thing that'll save your life, like some stupid like nonsense with that, with like with a thumbnail where I'm like just like the wide eye, mouth open, you know, YouTuber thumbnail, whatever, which I'm not totally about, but whatever. So anyways, I want to talk about just kind of how my suggested feed has changed over the years. So I took a screenshot of what my YouTube recommendation suggested feed looks like, right? So if you don't know, basically, whenever you log into YouTube, your homepage, that's how the vast majority of people will watch YouTube videos. We used to have this thing called YouTube Partner Program where they would like partner you with someone who works at YouTube that you could like ask questions and stuff to, and that was like generally a little bit helpful, even though they didn't really know a whole lot about the algorithm. Like, I would say that most creators knew more about how YouTube worked than the actual partner program managers knew, but they could still kind of like help you with like maybe like a problem you were having, because otherwise than that, like there's no YouTube customer support or assistance, which is crazy. But you know, when you're the only game in town, I guess you have that capability of doing. So anyways, that partner program just mysteriously disappeared without telling anybody. Used to have like monthly meetings and stuff, but they just got rid of that. And I don't know. Either my partner manager just died and no one alerted me or whatever, but they just disappeared. So anyways, this is what my YouTube recommendation page looks like. It's funny, like people who use YouTube usually use their subscription page to access videos that they want to use. You know, you subscribe to a channel, that's giving YouTube feedback that you want to see more of that channel. But that's not how it really works, okay? Because when I go to my YouTube recommendation page, it looks like this. So the top spot, the money spot in the top left corner, a Rick and Morty episode. Cool. Rick and Morty, cool show. Never once have I ever watched Adult Swim on YouTube. So again, not subscribed to this channel. I have no history with this channel at all, but apparently this is trending, so you know, they put that in the top spot. After that, it's a Deep Feelings mix with what appears to be Natalie Portman in short hair smoking a cigarette. Don't know what that channel is, never seen that before. After that, an Angelina Jordan reaction video. Again, unsubscribed. The reason that that's up there is because we've been doing reaction videos on Andrea's channel, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Kind of like my second channel that I help out with. So I've watched similar videos like that, so that makes sense that that would be up there. Top right, we have some scantily clad women running Olympic style. I think we can all figure out why maybe that would be suggested to a male YouTube user. But again, never really clicked on anything similar to that. After that, we've got this How Does Film Work? Work Smarter Every Day. I've heard of that channel. I don't recall ever seeing a video like that. I don't know. After that, we have a gun. Just a picture of a gun. It's like, oh, this is an American. They're geotagging my location. Be like, maybe he'll be interested in something with a gun. After that, so what is this? 4 or 5. This the 7th of 8th spot in the top 8 videos is recommending the first thing that I'm actually subscribed to. My boys at Boyce Avenue. Love you guys. Those are my homies. So, yeah, okay. All right, that's something that I might actually watch. Boyce Avenue, great band. Check them out if you don't know them. And then after that, we have 2 snakes getting ready to fight each other. Okay, that's cool, I guess. So the point is, YouTube doesn't really know what to show me, so they're just kind of taking the hits, right? So the funny thing is, after that, I actually refreshed the watch page, and then I gave it another shot. So I refreshed my recommendation page, and this is what came up. All right, so now the top left corner is the TikTok Big Bank Challenge Shorts, a 10-second video, which is very interesting to me. Again, you can take my word for this. You can call me a liar. I don't watch videos like this on YouTube. Absolutely not. But whatever. This is definitely being served to me. After that, I've got Stitch Method Guitar. Never heard of that guy. Just kidding. That's my buddy Stitch. So I am subscribed to that channel. Then Davidas, who's actually slaying it right now. So now we've got 2 of the top 3 subscribed. So they're rolling the dice. They're like, well, do you like this TikTok Challenger video? Followed by 2 of my subscriptions. Then rookie Michael Jordan balling out. Seems like something I might be interested in. Then the top 10 hottest young female celebrities. Okay, cool. Then Dennis Johnson telling a story about Larry Bird. Also something I've probably watched in the past. Then a reaction video. And then something else that is clearly semi-pornographic. I don't know. I'm not going to click on that. I have no idea. Anyways, all this to say is the YouTube algorithm is definitely changing as far as like what it's suggesting to different content and how you kind of consume content. A lot of it is a race to challenge TikTok. So now they're favoring shorter form content, but at the same time, they're not punishing short or long form content like they used to. Like if you posted a bunch of short videos back in the day, like your watch time would go down and then like your impressions would also go down. So impressions are something I want to talk about next real quick because like I said, so I've got 390-ish thousand followers. On the other channel that I work on with Andrea, she's got like 15, 16,000 subscribers. So you would think that like, oh, this is like a huge advantage. Like these two metrics must be wildly different for being kind of like, you know, different sizes and stuff like that. So here's a video that I posted a few weeks ago that had a 5% click-through rate and a really good retention time. So, you know, I would say that's average for my channel. And it got 5,500 views and 66,000 impressions, right? So you'd be like, okay, well, that's interesting. You know, it's hard to do anything with that kind of information just because, you know, well, there's no context, right? So in context, a channel with, you know, 5% the amount of subscribers that my channel has, a video that has very similar click-through rate, 5.5%, so a little bit better, you know, like 10% higher click-through rate than that video, has about the same amount of views and also about the same amount of impressions, give or take, you know, 10% variance. So what this tells me is like, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you feel like you're at a disadvantage because you don't have an audience already, doesn't matter. You don't really need an audience to, you know, post something that you think people might be interested in, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't really favor an established channel over maybe like a newer unestablished channel. So that's pretty cool on that front. On the flip side of that, is for like established creators, it can be kind of anxiety inducing. Now, I personally don't really feel like the heat of that kind of thing. You know, if YouTube just runs away from me, like, that's fine. I got other things going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's super fun being a YouTuber. I'm not gonna like front or lie about that. But I'll be okay, guys. It's like the other people that I worry about, like the people who have like panic attacks trying to like always, you know, conform what they do to like please the YouTube algorithm, is the thing that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Because there's not, they don't give you anything to tell you if you're doing a good job, why this didn't work, what you might want to do to like improve stuff. They don't tell you the metrics you have to. They used to be like, oh, if you hit these metrics, you're probably guaranteed this amount of impressions. Like if I would have had a video that had 7% click-through rate with 5-6 minute average duration, that would have earned at least 150,000 impressions even just like a year ago. Now it's probably half that. You know what I mean? But again, it makes sense. Algorithms got to change. YouTube is probably a lot more saturated with different content like now than it was even back in the day. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. My issue is that, like, when I look at my recommended page, it definitely seems to be favoring types of content that I didn't really sign up for. And it's become less of an educational platform. It feels like the educational videos are really, really kind of being pushed to the back of the bus, whereas certain types of videos are being shown in like the top spot that, you know, a lot of people didn't sign up for or give the platform feedback that they even wanted to see, just because it's probably, you know, whittling it down to like base human emotions to try to keep up. So again, whatever. That's just kind of my take on it. So, you know, if there are creators that like you really appreciate and maybe like you notice they haven't been showing up in your feed, I'm sure they have like a Patreon. I know I do. I try to make my Patreon worth it. Maybe show them some love on Patreon, because again, that's really probably the thing that creators can count on, is like a monthly thing to be like, all right, well, I know at least I have this income coming in, just because it is so feast or famine in the YouTube world. So again, I'm kind of an open book with like my analytics. I don't have an ego about this stuff. I'm super grateful that I've found somewhat of an audience that is interested in the stuff that I do. So if you have any questions, definitely let me know, because, you know, I think the numbers and stuff are super interesting. So yeah, like I said, if you want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will keep it coming. And in fact, one of the cool things that I'm doing is I just recently started working with a new startup tech group that is like building tools for creators. So I'm going to have a video on that coming up very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. This is awesome. Thank you for making this easy to understand. I eat a lot of crayons, and I was able to grasp this. See, this is my core audience that I try to appeal to. The crayon-eating people who just need a little bit of help understanding. I'm your guy. I'm going to keep it coming. Love the substitution of party in the USA for born in the USA. So this is on the video that we did on the 4th of July weekend, where someone requested born in the USA. and I was gigging with Katie and her friend Grace, and they're like, "We got you, awesome!" And then they just look up the chords to "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus, and it was probably like the most freedom rickroll that I've ever been associated with. And now "Party in the USA" is on our set list because, truth be told, it is kind of a bop. Andrea, sad you have such an ignorant and arrogant bag beside you. You have 10 times more subscribers. Sad, because you're actually pretty good with that. Use that, dude. Speaking of Andrea's channel, it's great because we get so many amazing salty comments just about me. I don't believe I've ever been called a bag before, so that's a good one. But like I said, 10 times more subscribers doesn't really matter anyways, but thanks for watching. Alright, so for listening homework this week, I'm going to throw you to Faye Webster, a new artist that I've just kind of discovered who's got really awesome music, so definitely check that out. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. I will talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.